Greetings, everyone. Bonus Wednesday. Hello, Craft by Jay. So, usually we have our Wednesdays set up like Wobbler Wednesday, Watercolor Wednesday, and there's 4 of them usually, but this month has 5 Wednesdays, so it's a bonus Wednesday. So what are we gonna do? I don't know. What do you guys want to do? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's a bonus Wednesday. Actually, you know what we could do? Because you're joining me on the 6th, we could do Wheels of Brands and Materials today. No, I don't want to. No, I don't want to. What do I want to do? I got, you guys, Deborah from Canada and Janine are both here in my living room. But Deborah had got these for free in a kit that she bought. So she re-gifted them to me because this is the last set. The last set. And now I have them all. You guys, where's my thingy? Is this the one for these? No, that is not the one for these. Hold on. No, I bought a new thingy for them. That's right. They're in this one, I think. Yep, there they are. There they are. T's here. We should do grungy things. Right? We could. Well, we could do... I don't know. You guys, I don't know what I want to do. I just don't know. I don't know these things. I get these little pencil pouches off of Amazon. They're fabulous. I love having them like this. And I tried to leave room because I went online. Deborah said she got them. I went online and I tried to leave room for the colors. Like, I think those are purple. So this one would go here. These are blues. There's a lot more blues here. Oh no! What did I do? We'll scooch this one over here. And then we'll put 2 of the blues in here. Maybe, what color is this? Blue. That's definitely blue, blue. Yeah, those are both blue. Is ribbon, are any of these more, I don't know. What is this one? Speckled egg? What color is speckled egg? There's not enough room. We'll put that one there. It's fine. It's fine. Lost Shadow and Brush Corduroy. They're kind of browns. So we'll put those there. And then definitely don't have room for the green. So we'll turn the page on the green. And then pink, yellow, dried marigold. We'll put it over here. We'll swatch these at some point and figure out where they really, really go. But until then, they're fine. And then pink. Maybe that's orange. I don't know. There. And then we got this. Bluey. Okay. I'm thinking that was the speckled egg. But we... Oh my gosh. What is going on here? You can take this part out and put it in your waste bin. And then, you guys, you can use this for a shaker card or whatever. Because look, it's like super thick. So I'll put that in my plastics bin. But then the tin is postcard size. The tin, you can put postcards in here. So you can make a cluster of postcards and then gift it. Or keep them. Awesome sauce. Thank you, Abraham. And greetings, everyone. Let me say hello to everybody that I'm ignoring, because there's that. Craft by J. Maddie. Hello, hello. T. Not afraid of color. Hello, hello. Mary's Crafty Creations. Thanks for stopping by. Cindy. Cindy, hi. Thanks for coming in today. Abraham. Yeah, hello, hello. Let me take a screenshot of this. Crop it down, crop it down. We're gonna do that. And then we're gonna save that. See, that's how that works. We screenshot those. Yeah. I have the full set. The full set. Like, you could do with just the first 3. I mean, I lived with the first 3 for so long, and then I decided I wanted the rest. We should play with them. We should play with them because they're here. They're here, they're here, they're here. Right? See, I'd keep the pencils in their tin. The thing with me, and I did, the first 3 sets, I just kept them in the tins. And then I'm like, I want the full set, so I went like this. Because having all the tins open on my desk isn't as compact as this. And I love this. All my pencils are like this. Because they've got all the stuff, you guys. So, yeah. And you can buy bigger ones that hold even more. Even more. You could put your sentiments in. What sentiments? I don't have. Oh, in these? Yeah, you could store sentiments in there. My other ones have hand-drawn postcards. Let's do a hand-drawn postcard. We could do that. Let's get some. Where's that paper at? I just had that paper. Look at this. What size is a postcard? See, an A2 sits in there very nice too. But there's about a 1/2 inch. But, yeah. So, we'll do... I want to do postcard size. So, we have to actually cut. This is A2 size. Hey, Google. What is the U.S. postcard size? Okay. All right. So we can do 3.5 by 5 or up. So minimum 3.5 by 5, maximum 4.25 by 6. So if we do the 4.25 by 6, let's see if that fits in there. 4.25 by 6. We're going to cut this down to the 6. Because that's how I'm feeling. And then that is not quite A2, but it's fine. And then 4.25. Okay, so that's just a little bit too big for our tin. Like a hair too big. So we can A, cut it down, or B, you guys know. I know you know. Abraham, I think, knows. Snap, snap. Postcards. Yeah, right? Which size do we want? Do we want big roundy corners? Or not so big roundy corners? We'll start on the 7. We'll do mid. We'll do mid and see what that looks like with our Abraham punch. See, it even says his name on it. because he sent it to me. Look at that! Did you see that? It's still a little snuggy in there, but it's much better. Much better. You know what I need? When I'm at Simon Says Create event, I think I'm going to look for the postcard stampies that go on the back. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that fabulous? And then you could do a whole bunch and then fill it up and then fill them out and send them, or mail the whole thing like a gift so that other people can fill them out. I think it's fabulous. Okay, I'm done with you. Round those corners. Well, if they're an issue, I don't know. They may not be. They're an issue. It's because there's a little lip in here. These are just a little snug, but you can get them out. It'll be fine. Okay, so we're gonna do, what kind of postcard do we want, you guys? So is there an actual Simon at, no, Simon Hurley will not be at the thing. And Simon Says stamp is named after the dog, but they don't bring the dog to the event either. So there's pictures of the dog. I don't know. Is the dog, Simon Says stamps, is the dog's name Simon? I know that they're, yeah, Simon is Heidi's dog. Heidi is the one who owns Simon Says stamps. We need a pencil. We need a pencil. We should do a bird. Okay, yeah, she's the owner. So if we do a branch, and we do a fatness branch, and then we jettison it out, and then that is going to go like that, and then that's going to go like that, and then that, and that. And we're going to have a nub there. Maybe that, not that nub. Where's my eraser? It's right here. Don't panic. We found it. It's right there. Okay, and then we're going to put a little branchy nub right there. And then that guy will go there. But Elizabeth, we're not going to go right to the edge. I always want to paint and everything right to the edge. We're going to leave a little bit and it will be fine. There we go. Okay, so there's our branch. And then we're going to do a little birdie because the little birdie said so. What should we do? We're going to add, look at that. Look, you guys can see my pencil line. Yeah, that explains why it's the dog logo. Never knew. I don't follow along and I knew. So we want a pudgy bird. Pudgy bird with a pudgy head and little pudgy wings and little pudgy, and he's just squawking away. Maybe his eyes closed or something. I don't know. We'll give him a little fuzzy hair. That's a little too tall. We've gone into area that we don't want to, but I like that. So then maybe that, and then the little toes. We get 3 of those in his little. So we just need to shorten him a little, bring his head down a little. There we go. We just don't want to paint or color right up to the thingy. Gotta leave some room. Gotta leave some room. And then we'll give him like a mask. Little fuzz, because he's going to be a fuzzy bird. We'll take that in just a little bit because he's getting an extra extra weight go in there. And then we'll bring this in a little. And then this will be that. And that will be that. I like it. I like it. Do we like our little bird? I think we like it. Okay, and then the fun part. We're gonna get the pencil crayons. They're watercolor pencil. I like to call them crayons. They say pencil, but their construction reminds me more of a crayon. Just a long crayon and less of a pencil. But to each their own. So we're gonna need a branch. So we're gonna do some brown. We got some ground espresso. And then let's do some tea dyed. And we don't mind. We don't mind that it's wibbly wobbly. It's fine. Look at us do our little branchies. Branches. Just willy-nilly those branches, my friends. They don't have to be anything spectacular. And look, I went right to the edge again. Oh, I saw some chickens today after my meeting. That should have been an email. Oh, not the fun meeting. Jenna! Hello. And his crayons are more like a... I don't know about that. The gelatos are really soft. Like, gelatos are like lipstick soft. Okay, and then we're going to put a little bit of lost shadow under this area because the bird is on the branch and the bird's body is above his wings. So it's going to cast a shadow down here. So we're just going to throw a little bit of shadow down here. Lost shadow, of all things. And then we're going to pick a color for our bird. I think we should do a blue bird. In this stupid little line. Let's fix that. What were we using? Tea-dyed. We gotta connect this branch to something. So it looks like a branch. Because that's funny. Maybe we'll do a branch that way too. We like branches. Branches are easy. Branches are easy additions there. ECR, do they lay down like pencils or crayons? I feel like they lay down more like a crayon. Brand new. And they do have a residue on them. So over time, it just gets better. They just get better over time. And then our bird. Oh, yeah, we wanted a blue bird. But I don't know these colors very well. I want him to be kind of a natural blue bird. Let's do some switchity swashities. Swishy swashies. Can we swishy swashy on these? Get my paintbrush. Put a little bit of water there. And roll it. That's a nice blue. That's a nice blue. Blueprint sketch. This is not watercolor paper, you guys, by any means. I don't like how that one, maybe chip sapphire. Oh, I like that one. Is that going to be better with that one? I think so. And when you sharpen them, you can save your little shavings. You can save your shavings and use those. Okay, so again, we want the feathery bits underneath to be a little bit darker. And this is going to mix with that lost shadow, the little gray. And then the roundy part, it's going to be a little bit darker blue. And then it'll get lighter-y blue. You guys, I'm just making things up again. Don't come at me. We're going to add that light blue in there. And then, again, the under part, we'll get that in there. And then maybe give him a little bit of a mask. You know, some birdies have those masks. We'll get him some hair up there. I believe Abraham's are like gelatos. He's saying the crayons laid down like gelatos. Yeah, no, because in my opinion, the gelatos are a lot like lipstick. And these lay down more like a crayon. Because they don't leave behind a ton of stuff. Whereas if you put a gelato and scrub it, it's going to like release it. His crayons, his crayons. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. His crayons, the actual, yeah. Pardon me while I catch up. Pardon me while I catch up. Yeah, so these are the pencils, and they go down like regular color crayons, like Crayola color crayons. But the Tim Holtz crayons are like a gelato. They're very loosey-goosey, kind of like a lipstick, which are over there. Sorry, Abraham. Yes. I was all sorts of confused. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. And then we're going to get that in there. We'll get some of this blue in there. And then I want his little chesty piece to be like a tan-ish color. I don't know. Do I want it tan? Like, let's do very light vintage photo and we'll see. We'll put it there and there. Because, you know, they're not completely blue. They have a little bit of brown. And we'll add a little bit of brown there. And maybe some brown there. Okay. And then if you have a jar of water, you can use a jar of water. If you don't, you can use a puddle of water. We're going to use a puddle of water. And then we're going to activate everything. And we're going to be messy. Okay? We don't even have to be fancy schmancy detailed. Because what fun is that? So we're going to go over our line and let it do whatever. Right to the edge. Even though I didn't really want it to go to the edge. But then we did. See that? So we activated it, but not everything. So we still have some of those pencil-y lines. Just look at that. And then we're going to come this way. And then we're going to leave it to dry because I do want to put some leafery into this. Oh, keep it out of the water. You guys, oops. My bad. Hold on. Hold on. I need a rag. I forgot my puddle of water was there. Let's move the puddle of water. Okay. We're going to put the puddle of water over to the side since I'm like shoving my paper all around. Okay. And then we're going to activate this. Oh, that was a good color. That vintage photo. Just look at that. And then we're going to go in with the blue. Oh, look at it. Dribble in there. We got a little bit too much water, so we'll dab it out. No biggie. Oh, that's going to blend nice, though. Look at that. We'll dab some of that off. And then we'll get, that was nice. That was a nice little blendy blend. Get that blended into there, and then our little feathery bits. Look at how nice that is. Oh, that's such a nice little birdum. Look at him. Oh, and we need a beak. Beakity beak. What do we want to do carved pumpkin? We'll do a little bit of carved pumpkin and maybe a little bit of rusty hinge so it's not so, I don't know. Oops, too much water. It's fine. We'll let that blend into that a little bit. There we go. And then we got little toes that we need to do, so we'll put those on there. Should have probably let it dry a little, but who does that? There's those little toesies. So the Tim Holtz pencils lay down like Crayolas, yeah. In my opinion. And I can give you a little example. I give you a little example because I has Crayola. Come here. I have Crayolas. Look it. Oh, that's a glitter Crayola. We don't want that one. Here we go. Crayola. Sepia. See, they kind of go down like that. They go down like that. But they're fun. And Crayolas are fun too, right? That would be interesting. Because that would blend and then that doesn't. Yeah. Anywho bins, but yeah. Broken China for sky. Oh, we're gonna throw in some leafery first, I think. Oh, let's not get our colored crayon wet. Do we want, okay, and you want Broken China? Broken China. I'm gonna take Broken China and break it right there. And then we're gonna add a little bit of water there. And we're gonna apply it like this. We're gonna dissolve some of those shavings. I know they're not shavings. I just smashed the tip in there. It's fine. You can even get the tip wet. Now, when they're brand new and you haven't used them, there's a residue on them. And you have to eat away that residue before it really releases the color to water. So, there's that, right? No! Did you just see me drop that right on there? What? Ah! Ah! Let's get another pencil. Please hold. Not another pencil. Let's see if I can't take some of that out. Can't believe I did that. Yes, I can. Sounds like something I would 100%. Why is that like... Okay, anywho bins. We're gonna get our little mister. And I'm gonna spritz it in between. So there. And then, gonna get it all nice and modelly, and then we'll leave some white area so that we can do our branches, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Look at that. I think we're gonna go over the bird a little bit when it dries, but it is sopping wet right now, so we'll deal with that in just a minute. Sometimes, there we go. Because we still got to put his eyeball in. I mean, he's not done. He's not a done bird. Okay. I do need some Wawa. We got to rinse this brush. Got to rinse. Look it. Isn't it fabulous? But we got to dry. We got to dry it, you guys. As much as I'd like to go on, I don't want my greens to blend too much. They'll blend a little bit because it's water-soluble stuff. It's water-soluble. Yeah, something. I do that all the time. Like, things just jump out of my hand. Like, oh, did you want to clean that? Let's do that. I just pick up the color, a brush, and water, right? Sharpen it off. Yeah. That would be the nicest thing, is to sharpen it off. But when you're doing whatever I'm doing, that's what I did. We're gonna dry this. Oh yeah, he'll be fine. We're gonna go over it again and brighten him up so he sticks out from the background. And then we'll do a nice black eyeball. And then we can debate if we want to outline him in a black pen or just leave him fabulous like so. You can make these little postcards, like little, for your junk journals, like little notes. Like you could do little notes. You could do little flippity things. Like have extra pages in there and stuff. You could do a lot of things with a postcard size. That's pretty dry. Oh, the film, yeah, the film can be sharpened off, but I'm lazy, so I just scrub when I need it. I just scrub it. Okay, are you guys ready for leaves? They're gonna be so hard, but I'll show you how to do these really hard leaves. You're gonna start with a light, dark, or a medium, but eventually you're gonna have light, dark, and medium. There's our leaves, you guys. Tippity-tappities, scrubbity-scrubbities. Because we're doing grungy kind of... We're hinting at leaves. You guys, I'm not going to be painting a bazillion leaves. You can't make me. Tippity-tappities. You could even do circles. Like, if you want more shape to your leaves, you could do little roundy circles. You can do whatever you want because it'll be yours. If you want to draw all the leaves, by all means, draw all those little leaves. I can't make me do it. We're going dark next. Do 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 do. Little scribbly scrubblies. Oh, it's making my arm tired. See, I wasn't even looking. Just scrub some leaves on there. Light, medium, and dark. Press a little bit harder if you're going over other areas. It'll be fine. It'll show up. Let's do this mowed lawn. We use, what do we do? Rustic Wilderness, Twisted Citron, of course. Twisted Citron. And then we're going to do mowed lawn. And you can fill in. Look at our tree looking so... Look, no leaves! They're leaves. They're leaves. Okay, and then we're gonna take our paintbrush and we're gonna get it wet, but we're gonna make sure that when we grab it and pull, it's not sopping wet. So we want a nice dry-ish brush, and then we're just gonna go and wiggle over the marks. Okay, and then you can rinse, pull it dry, and go wiggle over the marks. And we're not activating all the marks. We're not activating them. We're activating a little bit of them to give the illusion of fullness. And then when it's too dry, look at that. Look at that. It's so, ooh, peeled paint. Oh, I do have peeled paint. It's right there. And then, yeah, I haven't swatched all of these, and I've used peeled paint, apparently. I mean, it looks used. It's a used one, but I don't, it's not like my Simon Hurley inks. I don't know. But look at how easy was that? Okay. I like that. I like it. Let's put these away. Our little greens, since we're on this page. We're not putting the blues away because we got to fix this bird. But which one we did Broken China for the sky. So we'll put Broken China away. But the bird, we did Mermaid Lagoon and Chipped Sapphire. So we're going to go ahead and add some more detail back in. So like we have a little roly-poly belly, probably a couple of feathers that go there, and a couple of feathers that go there, and then I had a little feather that pooped out right there. And then he had this fun little, like that, and then the under area, his little tail feathers. And we're gonna very lightly go over that, just to activate it a tiny bit, kind of like the leaves. We're gonna peel it dry, and then we're just gonna lightly activate it so it still holds all of that rich goodness. And we're not gonna spread it out. We're just gonna activate it where it sits. Look at that. Didn't that help? Didn't that help? Maybe peeking the circle towards the top. No. No sun. No. The sun is not visible from this tree. Get that nice and dark under there. Pull it down just a little. And then we can dry it and hit it again if we want it a little bit darker. And then we're going to come in with this brighter blue and get some of that back in there, maybe by his little chest piece. And again, we're just going to lightly activate it. Sometimes, most of the time, I have to talk to myself about how it's supposed to look. Like, putting the dark areas in and putting the light areas in and all the fun stuff. So if you're having troubles, maybe talk to yourself. Direct that brain traffic. Okay. And then we need some black for his eyeball. And then I think we're going to add a little bit more of that brown. We're going to darken up that area for his little beak. We'll see how that does. Do. See how nice and rich that is? Isn't it pretty? Clean that off. Blueprint sketch. Really? Is that the one I did? I don't know. Yeah, I just need to swatch them out. There he is. Look at our little bird. Isn't he cute? He's all done. He's all done. And then if you guys are mailing in the summer, you don't have to worry about sealing it. If you're mailing in the winter or when it's rainy season and you're worried about it getting wet, you can seal it with the micro glaze and it would make it waterproof. So, yeah. But you want to make sure everything's dry and then do that. But look at him. Isn't he cute? Our little bird. We did such a good job, you guys. Look at those leaves. Look at those leaves. Isn't it lovely? Thank you. Thank you. All right. I got 15 minutes. Do we want to do another one? Do we want to do another one? What should we do? We should do a frog. Can I do a frog? I don't know. Let me put all these pencils back and then we'll see if I can figure out how to do a frog. That one was there. Those two. You were there and you were there. Let's do a frog. I don't know if I can do a frog, but we're going to attempt it. We're going to attempt a frog. What color should we do our frog? The peeled paint? I need to actually swatch these really quick on something better than that. Do I have thicker paper? What is this? Come here, you. This will work. So this is peeled paint. Peeled paint. Pine needles, maybe? Oh, that's nice. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's going to be fun. That's going to be fun. For little froggy textures. We need a third color. Is this the one we want? Maybe not. Ooh, mowed lawn, maybe. No. Yeah, I think that one. Okay, and then maybe mowed lawn and crushed olive for a lily pad. Yeah, it's a nice tealy color. It's gonna look good. And then our lily pad. Those two, olive and wait. Peeled paint. That one. Didn't I just have... Oh, I did the wrong one. That needs to go there. That's that. We need this one and this one for our lily pad, I think. Yeah, that's going to make a nice color combo. Yeah, those ones. Maybe this one for our lily pad too? Maybe not. No, not that one. I feel like I need something. What is this? Antique linen? What is ice spruce? Oh, I'm like, what are these? I don't even know. Ice spruce is kind of a gray. Cracked pistachio. Oh, that's not going to be. Oh, that one just disappeared. Did you see that? Evergreen. Ooh, lucky clover. That might be what I need for my lily pad. Yeah, I think that one instead of this one. We're going to go, let's see. Crushed olive with some lucky clover for our lily pads. Oh yeah, that's going to make a nice yellowy greeny combo. Oh, I like that. That's going to make a nice lily pad. That's what we're going to do. Okay, now we need to figure out a plan. Okay, so lily pad, these guys got to go back. Put them back so we don't lose them. Okay, so a frog on a lily pad. We got this. I don't know if we can do this. It's not going to be spectacular because I don't know frogs. Okay, so we're going to have our lily pad. That's going to come out like so. And then we're going to have... Do we want our frog on the lily pad? Because he's going to be like here and here and here and that. And the big guy, he's going to have 3 froggy toes. And then he's going to have 3 froggy toes in the back. And then... give him a little... I don't know. Is that what I want? And then lily pads in the back. Lily pads, lily pad, lily pad. Big old lily pad that he's sitting on. I think that's going to be fine. And so I think we're going to move his eyes up. And then he's going to have a fabulous little that. And his fabulous little belly. And then this little leg. This little leg. This little leg. This little leg. Wait. I got a little carried away. I got too many legs in there. Adelaide, hello, hello. Okay, we need to cut down the legs. I think I had way too many going on. And that one, why is that one way the heckin' up there? We got the head. We got the head. He needs a belly. He needs a belly. So we're gonna do our U shape. This here is like an egg on a thing. And then we got some circles for some eyeballs. That's easy. And then from his neck, we're going to come down and make, like it could be a circle there, right? And then we take out the innards. Okay. And then he would need some leggies How do the leggies in the front work? He would have his little frog legs in the front with his little froggy toes. And then these are his little froggy toes this way. Right? Yeah, the frog and octopus. I think that'll work. Let's color him in. So we're going to start with our darkest color for some definition. Define this frog, because I don't have a clue. Under there, under the eyes, he's got to have some of that. And then maybe his little nosy area, and then his mouth, because he's a happy frog. He is a happy frog. PJB Stamper, hello, hello. And then this is gonna be rounded in his little froggy toes. And then this is gonna be rounded in his little froggy toes. And then his belly. We're gonna give him a belly too. Okay. Because that's gonna go like that. That's gonna go like that. And then he's gonna have 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then that, I think. So we're going to color in his toesies. Get a little bit of going on there. And then his little belly is going to be this color. His little eyelids, I think. Maybe some spots. We'll do the detail later. I don't know what I'm doing. Got to keep my colors rolling. Little eyeballs. And we're gonna more football his cheekies. Just because we can. Okay. And then he'll have little black pupils. Uh-oh. I'm not thrilled with the hotel. The reason I picked it is no longer valid. Oh no. Oh, that's not good. Oh, Mr. Simon Hurley's going live. Make sure you don't have a bunch of stuff you're planning on leaving in the cart. Nope. Everything's gonna be up in the hotel. Okay, so we'll finish this guy. Shouldn't be too hard. And then we'll go. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. That nice green. Look at him. It just come to life. Look at our frog. Look at that guy. Then we'll do another layer when that dries. Look at our frog. like we did with our bird, we'll go in with a darker. Look at him. And then while he's drying, we're going to go in with our lucky clover here and kind of do our lily pads. We're going to put a lot of heavy color up in here and then drag it. And we'll put that in the base there. We're going to pile on that color and then we'll come in the century area with these. We'll drag this color out. For our lily pads. Shanna makes it. This is the Dina Weekly Media brushes. These ones come in a 2 or 3. And this is the size 12. And I've really been enjoying them. They hold the ink or the water so nice. Like, it's been fabulous. And then we're going to start at the center and then blend in. So we have to clean the brush every time. I'm not going to wipe it. I'm leaving it juicy. We're going to add all of that water in to that. And we're just going to let it all blend and be happy. Look at that. Look at that. Rinse. Tappity tap. Grab the light color. We're going to come here and grab this light color. Then we're just going to blend it in and let them get happy together. Happy together. Okay, I'm going to rinse. That was a little bit much. We're going to grab some of this yellowy color. Activate it nice and juicy and then let it blend again with that. A little bit too much water. We're going to fix that. Take that out. And then again, let it blend with the lucky clover. Nice and juicy, nice and juicy, and then blendy, blendy. That one turned out really nice. And then we're going to add a little bit more in here. Look at that. And then we'll let that dry, which means we have to let everybody dry. My cats are both crazy. They had the zoomies. Zoom, zoom, zoomies. Look at our little... And then we'll go back and add a little bit more detail like we did with the bird. Just adding in where we want some darker areas, especially on our frog. The lily pads, I think, look fabulous. Oh, they are. And if you pile them on and scrub a lot of product down, it gets even more detailed. And we'll get that detail when we go in and darken up our lines and stuff. It'll be fabulous. Okay, so we're going to take pine needles. That's our dark one that we were using for the frog. We're going to come in, get some under the chin, under the belly, this back foot, this back foot. Okay, and then we're going to take our brush. Okay, we're going to rinse and scoop it dry. Scoop it dry. We don't want a lot of excess water. And then, for some reason, I have a lot of excess water. And we're just going to bring that down. See how nice and dark that made that? And then we have his little leg here with his little toesies. So we're going to darken that up. The more pigment you put down, the darker it is. It's very nice, very nice. And then we're going to bring this up a little. Thin that out. And then we're going to get peeled paint, and we're going to do these guys. And that's his belly, so we're going to go in again in his eyes. I dipped. That's not going to pick up any water. That's not going to pick up any water. Let's turn it this way. Do you need some water for those lily pads? Maybe. Maybe. So we're just activating. We're not spreading it out like we were before. Just activate it. Get some of that darkness put in there. Look at him. And then we need black for the pupils. Give him some life. Look at that. Look at that. And we're just, oops, way too much water. Just activate. And then we're going to give him some spots. And since we have that, make little freckles. That was a little dark. We'll lighten that up. Little froggy dots. Froggy dots. We're just tapping the color, and then if it's too dark, we just tap it away with our fingers. If it's not dark enough, you can go back in. Little beauty mark. His little beauty mark. Okay, and then we're gonna erase some of these lines. I'm not one who really worries about the pencil line. I kind of find it fun, but sometimes they get a little wild, so you can erase them if you want. Once you color over them, though, they're kind of harder to erase, so just keep that in mind. But we left 90% of the pencils in there. Jean Morin, hello, hello. Christopher, hello, hello. Finals exams, hope you're doing good on them. Okay, and then we're going to give him a little bit of a nose. I don't know if frogs have nose, but our frog is going to have a nose. And then maybe highlight his mouth area. Oh, that's much better. Look at him. Okay, and then Wawa. Do we want blue? So we're going to cake on the color there, and then we'll see how it drags out. That looks good. We'll do that. Cake it on, and then drag it out. Not to the edge. Not to the edge. We're working on our not to the edge. And then I'm not going to do a harsh line around his head. We're just going to get that in there. And then we'll do the harsh line around these guys. This one's Blueprint Sketch. Okay. Oh, we want to... I'm adding water to the white area and then pulling it in and then pulling it up to help it move differently. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? Help define those just a little bit. Look at that. Look at that. Aww. What do we think of our little frog? BPS. Yes. This weekend is Simon Says Create. Speckled egg and ice spruce. Yeah, we went with blue. We went with blue water. I hope that's okay, because I like it. I like it. I like it a lot. So there's our frog. And we did that one even quicker than the bird. But look at our two little doodads. Oops, wrong button. Ta-da! We zoomed out. Look at. Oh, I know. What? And then we need to sign them. We need to sign them. We can do that. But, yeah, I'll sign them when they fully dry. And you can go and outline them with black, or you can leave them. We're going to leave them today. But outlining will give it another feel, another level of doneness, I guess. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on this bonus Wednesday, because there was more than 4 Wednesdays this month. And it turned into a watercolor Wednesday. We don't mind. We don't mind. But yeah, now that we have all of the distress pencils, we're pretty happy. We're a pretty happy camper right now. I'm just gonna say that. I has them all. They're all mine. But yeah, so there's that. I want to thank you guys for hanging out. I do not know when I will be live again, because we leave tomorrow to do the scrap or Simon Says Create event. We're going there, so I might go live from there, but I don't know when and I don't know what time. However, if you guys, and a reminder that Thursday, tomorrow, 7 or 8 p.m., we're gonna be doing, scrap. The event is sold out. Stampo. If you want to play Stampo, you need to be either in the Discord or in the Facebook group. We're going to post the Zoom link, and then we can play Stampo. And Stampo is just bingo with stamp products. No prizes or anything. It's just a fun time to get together and do the things. to play and just be goofy. Yes, there are needles in my eraser. Um, it's the best place for like when you want to clean your glue. These are really good glue cleaners, and I don't lose them. And when I get a new eraser, I will stab them at the top of the new one. But yeah, so Stampo, the printout card is in Facebook and Discord. So you can get the Stampo card printed out and then join us and we'll fill it out and play. So that'll be tomorrow, but the starting point will be between 7 and 8. I can't pinpoint it right now. It's going to be 7 or 8ish. So just we'll post it and you guys will know and you can join. But you got to be a member of the Chat with Sassy's Crafty Friends on Facebook or on Discord, both of which are in my link tree. It's free to join. It's a free Zoom. It's a lot of fun. So we'll hope to see you there tomorrow between 7 and 8ish. And until then, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week and your weekend. And we'll see you soon, okay? Bye.